said, I think we are going to also have a very, very difficult, what we can say, a very, very difficult phase, because now the locals, the neighbors, their son, the body is now arriving in the next 1 hour. So at least that one we can be sure, looking at the pace at which they are moving. And from what our colleagues have told us, that it is now the opportunity for the family first, and then the locals will also be given the opportunity to view. What I suspect, they will first of all take the body home for the family to quickly, because the number is small, and then it is moved to maybe another venue for the locals, because the numbers there will be big, although eventually the body will have to go back home for the overnight stay.
Let's take our viewers, Duncan, to back to Kisumu, to Mamboleo grounds, where, like we've said, the public viewing of the body of Raila Odinga has officially ended. Let's take you to our colleague Ibrahim Karanja, who has been in Kisumu for us, and Bondo as well. Ibrahim, over to you. What is happening? Just give us an overview of what is happening at this hour. What do we expect in terms of the transportation?
Well, Ben, thank you very much. We are coming to you live from the Mamboleo grounds, where the viewing of the body has already concluded, and in the next few minutes we are going to see the body, the remains of the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, being carried or airlifted from the Mamboleo grounds, now heading straight to his Opoda farm home. And this change in plan, this change in schedule was facilitated by the fact that there are lots of people along the way who may have slowed down the convoy if it were to go by road. And that is why the Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo said, because the remains have to get to the homestead before nightfall, then it will be airlifted to the Bondo residence of Raila Amolo Odinga. That marks the end of 6 hours of viewing of the body here at the Mamboleo grounds. By all means, all those who are in charge of the protocol here saying the toughest job is now done, because this was anticipated to be one of the most difficult jobs in this entire journey, the entire 3 days since the death of Raila Odinga to the point at which he will be buried. This viewing of the body, just like was witnessed in Nairobi, was expected to be chaotic out of the outpouring love and the number of people that came out here to come and see their leader lying there at that particular dome. What I am seeing right now is that there is a Kenya Air Force helicopter already on the ground. We are not sure if this is the helicopter that will airlift the remains. However, I have seen the clergy, members of the clergy, and those in the military, of course, at the top brass of the military, have already made their way or proceeded to where the body lies. I've also seen that the casket has since been closed, and it is already draped with the Kenyan flag, so ready for transportation from Kisumu to Bondo. Earlier on, we saw leaders here, leaders who came to oversee this particular process, much as there were no speeches that were made, leaders who were in this particular stadium. And Ben, it is quite sad that today Raila Odinga got to Nyanza lifeless. His remains came here while he had already passed on, because the last time that Raila Odinga was in the larger Nyanza region was in August, around August 14th, when the devolution conference was being conducted in Homa Bay County. At that time, he was very alive and he was kicking. People still remember his speech at that particular time, a speech in which he put a strong case for devolution, a speech in which he spoke about the fact that there shouldn't be intimidation of county governors, that county governors should not be summoned to appear before the Houses of Parliament, because the president is not summoned to appear before any Houses of Parliament. That was the last time that Raila Odinga was here in the county of, or in the region, in the larger Nyanza region, while attending the Devolution Conference. He was also here some few weeks prior to that, and that was at the funeral of Phoebe Asio. This again was in Homa Bay County when the late Phoebe Asio was being buried. Raila Odinga, of course, accompanied President William Ruto for that particular burial. And the last time that Raila Odinga was in Kisumu County while alive was when he attended the mass service for the victims of that bus accident that occurred at the Coptic roundabout here. When the mass service was held in the area of Nyakach, that is when he was last in Kisumu County. And it is sad that today he comes back to Kisumu County lifeless. He comes back to Kisumu County or to the larger Nyanza region, with the people now coming to pay their last respects to him, a leader they have known for so many years. The people who were in the field, the numbers have significantly reduced. We still have some more people sitting on the terraces, but the viewing of the body is concluded. It is done. And already we can see that it is clearing up for transportation rather, of that body from here to Bondo. If that body were to go by road, that was a journey of 63.3 kilometers, and a journey which may have taken more than 3 or 4 hours because of the number of people who were on the road awaiting to just make the last salute to Raila Odinga. But now that the body will be flying, it will be a short journey, perhaps 20-30 minutes. This body will be at the Opoda residence of Raila Amolo Odinga, where it will be held overnight. That is according to the Luo customs. It will be held overnight in the residence. In fact, I'm told it will be held overnight in the house and momentarily also in the compound at Opoda Farm. Already there are leaders there, as we have been linking up with Macharia Mbogwa and the team in Bondo, speaking about the leaders and the mourners who have already arrived at the Opoda Farm residence. Tomorrow, this service will start very early because the remains of Raila Odinga will be moved from his Opoda Farm residence straight to the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, where the funeral service will be held. Immediately after the funeral service, then the body will be moved to Kangoka Jaramogi, which is about 5 kilometers from the university. So quite a short journey. And tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow is the day in which the country, the world at large will be saying goodbye to the enigma. But today, the people in this particular region have had that chance to say goodbye to a man they so believed in, a man whose values, the youth that I spoke to, the old men and women that I spoke to here earlier live on TV, said that they are looking to maintain and to live in accordance with the values he believed in. They are looking to still stand for what is right. They are looking to still fight for democracy and justice. That is what Raila Amolo Odinga was identified with through his 80 years of life. And that is what the people here are saying. We must continue with that particular legacy. As I wind up, let me show you how, through Jen Gatweri here, let me show you how the stadium is looking like. Of course, today there was heightened security. You can see security officers are still winding up their roles and responsibilities here. More and more of them are at the Opoda Farm and of course at Kangoka Jaramogi and at the university in Bondo. And the people at the stadium are now not chanting as they were earlier. They are silent, listening, perhaps absorbing this last moment, taking it in, because this is a moment to hold dear. This is a moment to behold. They are all silent, and the DJ back in the background is playing gospel music, so perhaps also interceding for the soul of Raila Amolo Odinga, because for all of them, they pray that that soul rests in eternal peace. I will be moving to Bondo, of course, with the entire team that we've been having here, Michelle Ngele Odhiambo, and the entire team, led by, of course, Arnold Magenyi, will be moving to Bondo immediately to ensure that we also give you that brilliant coverage. But from here in Kisumu, we bring it back to you, Ben. Of course, our viewers have been getting these amazing shots, these amazing pictures, courtesy of our very able camera crew.